He'll be back. He always comes back. I'm not good with numbers, but he's always gonna come back. What's up, guys? I'm Joe Vargas. Right here to my left is always Maggie Duarte, and we have a special guest today, Julius JuJu Ballo. That's it, right?
Yeah, Julius
Ballo.
Ballo. The Mexicans say Ballo.
Ballo. Yeah, we said the double L.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Oh man, it's an honor for us, bro. Like I was just talking to you before we went on live. I remember the first time I saw you. I don't know, something about your little presence. You always had the same smile. It's funny to see you. Like you have the prototypical fighters are always mad dogging everybody, right? This young man is always smiling before he fights, and he loves what he does.
That's good.
Yeah, definitely love what I do, man.
What was when did you decide, or what was the start to boxing for you?
The start of boxing, well, my dad wanted to be a boxer, and his dad gave him two choices. He said, either you're gonna go to the family businesses with us, we're all gonna work as a family, or you're gonna be, by yourself in boxing. And my dad made the decision to go by himself in boxing for a little bit, but it didn't work out too well. So he came back to his family businesses, and he told his dad, he said, "I'll make you so much money that you're never gonna think about money no more. And I want to have a son, and I want to put him in boxing." And here I am. He actually took me to the gym at 2 weeks old to train, not to train, to smell the gym. To actually smell the gym. But we started training at 3 years old. Yeah, 3 years old we started boxing, and basically that was the beginning. I wish I actually started a little later, to be honest, because I never really remember starting the sport.
Yeah,
I was so young.
Well, it became second nature for you.
It did. There's like pros and cons.
Yeah.
Starting so young is an advantage, definitely, because your body gets muscle memory. Muscle memory to the sport. So, but I wish I remembered like the first day walking to the gym.
I remember that shit. Your dad is about close to my age. We're not gonna touch on our ages, but your dad had it in a time when it was rough to be a boxer.
Yeah.
There wasn't many gyms in San Diego. There was just a few, and it was tough, bro. It was no like to get a coach to actually dedicate time to you was difficult back then. It was very hard time. So I understood when your dad went through. So
yeah,
your dad made the right decision, knowing your grandpa too. Your grandpa, like I've only met him a couple times, but he's like
he's a
strong
legend.
will.
He's the OG.
You needed that.
Yeah.
That's like a reflection of your dad, and that comes to you. And I'm sure your mom had a great part too in your upbringing.
Yeah.
But when I watch you fight, you said something earlier that it was just I said it's second nature to you. But watching you spar and watching you fight in the nationals, you just flow like so normal. Like you're not even forcing nothing.
Yeah, I think that's that's the benefits of starting the sport at such a young age. Not only boxing, but any sport, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. Starting the sport at such a young age, you're definitely gonna it's gonna come naturally to you. I remember fighting in the beginning stages, like national tournaments. I'll tell my dad, I feel like I told him, I feel like I don't have to try. It just comes out. Like he throws a punch, I'm already going somewhere. I already know what to do. I feel like I told him one time, I feel like God's controlling me. Mm-hmm. It's so natural. But
that's what it looks like. It looks like you're just flowing. And the few times you come to spar at our gym, I tell my kids, "Hey man, just do this to him and see how he handles this, and you handle it well."
Yeah, my dad used to. He's like, "Yeah, we're going to the arena today."
Yeah.
I forgot, we used to spar a couple of your guys.
Palmita used to go spar all the time, and
yeah, you guys are always giving me top notch work and always helping me out. So I always appreciate you for that.
Oh, same here, man. We're so proud of you here in San Diego, bro, because you put us on the map in the amateur circuit. Now you're about to put us on the map. You and your cousin Johnny, man, on the pros too. You guys have done a great job over there at the Bomber Squad with Coach Robert Berlin. Berlin's been with you from the get-go, no? Your dad in Berlin. He came in.
Yeah, so it was my dad basically in the beginning, and then a couple of guys helped us out in the beginning, but really my first actual coach was Berlin.
Yeah.
Berlin was my first actual coach. We met together at 6 years old. We went to our first actual sparring outside of my home gym was Berlin's gym, and I sparred one of his toughest guys.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the guy, and then I went there and had my jumpsuit on, and I went and sparred. And, I was, like you said, I was smiling and stuff. This is what Berlin remembered. He said I was smiling, and I came in, and he said I sparred his toughest guy, and his toughest guy ended up beating me up.
Yeah.
Beating me up, literally beating me up. And then he said, I walked out the gym smiling. So he said, man, I love that kid. And I don't know how we came together.
It just worked out. It's
preordained. Yeah, it just worked out, yeah.
It's worked out already, yeah.
Yeah, literally, it worked like God, brought us together. So, yeah, Berlin's been with me since day one.
I have a question for you. I know he's in here, but
yeah.
does your dad ever get mad?
My dad get
Yeah.
mad.
That's it. That he does.
I'll tell you this, bro. I'll tell you this. In the beginning, he was really tough. I mean, now, we've kind of we figured out, what we need to do. But in the beginning, it was tough, man. We used to take drives to LA, that 2-hour drive. If we did good, it was like a nice ride back. But
when it's quiet on the way back.
Quiet. No, it wasn't even quiet, bro. I wish it was quiet. It was my dad just screaming at me.
What happened?
And, and then Berlin used to be in the car too, and then Berlin would just be chilling there. He just he's not the type of guy to yell and stuff. So my dad would just upset. My dad just cares a lot.
Yeah, he's competitive.
Yeah,
that's love.
He put me in that mode where I give him the credit for giving me the will to win. Because he didn't like to lose. So he has that shark mentality. So that mentality definitely got that from him.
I think that's how he is in life. No, I see him approach things like that. Your dad, real calculated.
Yeah, I feel like you got to be, bro. You got to be shark in everything you do. You got to be calculated. You got to be you got to be fair but firm. You got to be strong. Sharp. You got to be like a knife.
Very confident.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I always one question I always wanted to ask you, man, because I see fighters. I know you're barely turning pro, but you already got what I see. Fighters, I see money ruin them. I see nice vehicles ruin them, and you already have. What keeps you so driven to do what you do? Because I tell people, some people tell me, "Oh, Julius when he turns pro, he's gonna realize what pro fighting is." Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what, man? That kid loves the sport, and that makes him fucking dangerous. Because he loves the sport. He already has the cars, he has that stuff, and he doesn't let go of who he is in the ring.
Yeah. What
is it that makes you be motivated? Because I've been to your house.
Yeah.
What motivates you? I've been to your house, dog. I was there with your dad a couple times. What drives you? Because I see you get up early, run. Yeah. I see you. What is it that makes you to be great? What is what is it?
It's one simple thing, man. I hate losing.
That's good, man.
Not only in the sport, but in life. I don't want to fail. I'm so I hate saying it. Even losing in general, I just hate saying the word. I'm addicted to winning.
Yeah.
So, and also I'm not complacent. Yeah, we're blessed. We live in a multi-million-dollar house and all that, cars and everything. But I'm not satisfied. I always want more. I always want more. So it's the drive to win. Really is the drive to win. And like I said, my dad definitely put me in that. But it's not easy at all. Waking up in the morning, my early training session in the week is 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Work with Coach Tez, strength conditioning. It's definitely not easy at all. But I think broke, rich, blessed or not, I think you gotta have that will. You really, to be number one, you gotta have that will. It doesn't matter how much money you got. To be the best, I feel like you gotta have that will, and I want to be the best.
When I talked to Canelo a couple times, I asked him, how do you stay motivated? Mm-hmm. And he says that you got to act like you don't have nothing. You got to make your own path. And he likes winning, like you said. Yeah. He likes winning. He likes to be perfect at it. Yeah,
I remember there was days where, we have the nice cars at the house, but we also have, non-nice cars. We have, one nice car we just use on the for insurance side, But, anyways, I remember, there was a couple of times where I didn't do well in sparring. And, I have my nice car at home, and we have the other car is not nice. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to drive this car this week. I'm not going to drive the nice car this week. This week I'm going to drive
the landscaper car.
The landscaper car, yeah. Just to, this is what I put my mind on. I train myself. I'm gonna reward myself when I get back, sparring good and doing good. I'm gonna get back in that nice car.
I love that you're doing that out of your own free will, though, because it's really easy to not do that, And you mentioned something about complacency. It is very important because it's also very easy to fall into complacency, but that's a very dangerous place to be. Definitely. Because a lot of very talented fighters get complacent and they're not willing to do that hard work, Yeah. But the fact that you're very driven to win, that you have that in you, I believe that's also something that's God-given, because
definitely
not many have that,
Yeah, being complacent is one of the worst things.
It's dangerous. It is. It sounds like a safe place to be, but it's dangerous if you're really trying to become somebody. If you're trying to chase greatness, that's the wrong end of the spectrum that you want to be, for sure.
You definitely can't get comfortable. I mean, I think we are in a good position where we come from money, so got the fame, shouldn't really change anything, you know, down the road.
You know, when your dad, I haven't touched with him anything about the business, nothing like that. But I know that sometimes the big promoters, they're like, oh, here's a little something signing bonus, and guys will get crazy for that G or 2 G's, and that.
Yeah, we got something.
No. But you don't. No. I mean, I know that, but you wouldn't sign your life away for that eagerness, you know, to have something.
No, yeah. I mean, I got a good team.
No, I'm sure you got. Come on, knowing your father and your grandfather,
I got
business is business in the family. You know, I know that.
Yeah,
but you guys didn't get excited about numbers coming at you. You guys, well, I want this and I want this and I want that, and then you earned it because everything you did in the amateur program, that's like going to college, and you get a degree, and then you go cash out your check when you turn pro. To hear that you're part of 2 promotions. I was like, what? I seen you about a year and I don't know the timeline, but about a year and a half ago, I saw you at Uncle Bob Aram's house.
The Bob father.
Yeah, the Bob father. And I was like, what the fuck? Damn.
Yeah.
And then that's good. And then I hear old overtime boxing. Wait, is it overtime or was it?
It's overtime boxing. Yeah, overtime. So overtime is a big league. They have like football, basketball, and they just got into boxing. You know, that whole thing came about. I got my manager Jay Prince. And my dad was co-manager, and you know, I asked him. I said, "How did Drake get so big?" Because he was heavily involved in Drake's career in the beginning. And I said, "How did Drake get so big?" And he said, "You know, we work with more than one record label. You know, I think they work with like Young Money and like a couple other ones." And he said we were like 2, 3 record labels. And I said, "That's a great idea." I said, "Why don't we do that with boxing?" He said, "Has anyone ever done that before?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "I think we're cooking up with something." And at the time, we had Most Valuable Promotions, Jake Paul's promotion, and then we had Overtime Boxing, and we had Top Rank. So we had a meeting with Most Valuable, Jake Paul's promotion up in L.A. You know, they didn't want to like co-promote. They wanted to do their promotion only. Yeah, and then I was confused. Like, bro, we got to make history. Like, first ever someone to do that from the beginning. And then we went to Overtime Boxing, and they were like down, like to co-promote with Top Rank. They were like, let's make it happen. And then Top Rank was a little iffy at first. They were like, I don't really know, and then we had another meeting about it, and then, you know, we ended up making it happen, like the first ever boxers signed two different promotions, Overtime Boxing and Top Rank Boxing.
That's awesome.
That's pretty creative, man. That's cool.
So it's like twin turbo. It's like two engines, you know. Yeah. So 2 powerhouses. You know, I think it's gonna give us more, you know, definitely more traction, more
momentum,
momentum, everything.
What I like about Jay Prince is that he worked with Mayweather and with Andre Ward, 2 of the greatest fighters.
He was just Shakur too.
And a lot of fighters, but I'm just throwing those 2 big names. You know, like he's worked with the kid that we really
he was
135 pounder. No, the other one. Oh my God, bro, I went through a blank. The one that fought Towie.
Oh, Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Davis. Doesn't he work with him too? No, I seen him in the corner one time.
He worked with Mason.
Abdullah.
That's my boy. Yeah,
he's a beast.
That's my boy. That's my guy.
Well, you've been around in the amateur circuit, some of the greatest.
Yeah,
kids.
these are all my guys. Like we all been around each other since day one. I mean, you know, been in amateurs game for how long now?
That's really cool, man. That tells you where boxing's headed, because to have that many very talented kids and all pretty much under the same promotion, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this game goes in the next few years, you know. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah,
it's definitely same crowd I grew up with in the amateurs. I mean, it was a bunch of the top guys that were up in the amateurs, basically the same crowd that we're seeing now. I mean, some of them have fell off. It's not easy to stay, you know, on top.
Exactly.
But it's definitely same crowd.
You were gonna debut about what was it, a month ago, 2 months ago here in San Diego?
Yeah.
And I was excited. I was gonna I'm gonna go check this out.
Yeah.
And then you went through the first injury ever?
Injury. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was like biggest day of my life, and I'm like getting ready to make like hometown debut, you know, because people don't get to do that in the beginning.
Right.
So like we sold over like 1,000 tickets at a local casino, and I was sparring, and I threw a punch, and boom, I felt in my wrist, and I'm like, oh my God, I never felt this type of pain before. So I told my dad about it, and he was like, let's go check it out. We went to check it out. Came back as a tear. And then so we talked to the doctors, and we made the decision to like just hold off. I mean, it's the first fight. Yeah, it's a big fight, but I mean, you got a whole career ahead of you. So we took the right necessary steps and to get it fixed 100%. And now we back, and we definitely.
It's a quick turnaround.
Punches together. Yeah.
That's good.
When is your debut and where?
So my debut is officially July 26th at Madison Square Garden Theater.
Ooh. Ooh, where to debut at?
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather debut there. I mean, you're always going to be San Diego's son.
Yeah.
But to debut there, we're going to be cheering for you like crazy.
Definitely. It's going to be New York, man. You can never go wrong with New York at the theater. You know, so Madison Square Garden is, I heard it has like a crazy aura. So
that's what I hear, man. That's awesome. That's so, it's crazy. Sometimes we think we're being held back, but it's like, maybe there's a bigger plan around the corner,
God,
you know?
God always got like a plan, you know, no matter. I especially learned from this because I was so hyped up for this and ready to, you know, get this professional career started in, you know, my first fight. But everything happens for a reason, you know. So, you know, my right hand was on, you know, locked away, but my jab was definitely getting better. My footwork was definitely getting better. So
I was just about to ask you that, man, because it's you know, I'm injured. I think I'm gonna chill for a couple months, you know. But somebody as competitive as you, I would like to know the mindset behind. Like, what did you tell yourself? You know what? Yeah, okay, I don't have my right hand, but I'm gonna do this to get better.
Yeah, it was definitely a process. I mean, definitely a process. My coaches, I have a great team. You know, Coach Berlin, Coach Robert, my dad, Coach Tez. You know, we all just had a meeting and say, let's work on, you know, things that we couldn't work on before. You know, but now that our hands out, we can definitely work on our jabs, our footwork.
Absolutely.
You know, if that was average person, they would be like, oh, let me just go chill and go on vacation, take a couple of weeks off, you know, to rest.
That's the difference, man. Yeah. That's a huge difference between those who are great and those who are just, you know, all right. And that like I said, that's that God-given will to want to succeed, you know?
Definitely, yeah. It's definitely easy to, like we said, get comfortable and, you know, and backtrack. Yep.
Maggie, you were going to ask him something right there?
Yes. Let's see. So, all right. I don't know if you want to do, well, you talked about your touch on injury, touch on debut. Want to talk about the fights coming up. I guess we can end with that. It's just a little trivia, and I did it. You can't look, man. I got the answers right here.
Honestly, I was trying to look, but like I don't know how you're reading that. It's like so small.
Exactly.
I couldn't read it. She told me to I was like,
see it. I'm like trying to like get prepared, but I can't even read it. Like,
no, this is trivia, and I did it exclusively for like because you were obviously an outstanding amateur, and I wanted to kind of like cater it to the amateurs. But I'll go ahead and start off.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. What color? Anybody can answer this, all right? So either of you guys. What color mouth guard is not allowed in the amateurs?
That's easy.
Red.
Yeah, that's an easy question, right?
Yeah, it's like, if you don't know that, bro. Like.
All right. What year did boxing officially become an Olympic sport in the new day and age?
Ooh. God, I knew this. I'm going
to take a wild guess. I'm going to probably be wrong. Go ahead. You could think of yours. I think 1908.
Ooh, close.
1908?
Very, very, very close, actually.
Go ahead. Jack probably knows.
Oh, my God. I think you got it.
Is it right?
What was that?
It's St. Louis, 1904.
Oh, 1904.
Yeah.
I knew it was somewhere
St. Louis.
Who give a take?
Somewhere in there, right? Yeah, St. Louis. Yeah, that's I did a deep dive because I saw 1908 a couple of times, and I was like, I don't know. In this comes straight from the Olympic the website, so I'm like, I'm going with that one.
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
All right. Close.
Yeah, you were actually way close. 4 years off. Yeah, that's one term.
Oh, that's when you turn what?
That's one term. That's one Olympic.
I'm 200 and something.
Yeah.
All right, first Olympic boxing winner in ancient Greece.
Oh, that's hard, though.
Bro,
yeah,
I'm gonna like say like some crazy
Nostradamus, though. I don't know.
Close.
Napoleon something.
This is I don't even know how to pronounce it, man.
Julius Caesar.
Achilles.
Onomastus in the 23rd Olympiad in 688 BCE before
That's how far back it goes.
That's how far back. So a lot of people, you know, may not know this, but boxing is one of the oldest sports known to man ever. You know,
and it's one of the first sports to enter Olympic Games, also.
Yep, exactly. So that in wrestling, I believe, and running. All right, last one. The country with the most gold medals.
That's us.
Yep.
It's us?
Yeah.
I was going to say Cuba.
They're right behind us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to guess how many?
I know we've been doing it longer than that's probably we have more medals for
just
them.
Boxing or like sports?
Yeah, just boxing gold medals.
They got us from the last 40 years back, but before we got them.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'll go with like 164.
Well, that's probably like cumulative, but they have 50.
Oh,
50 gold medals, and then Cuba, I believe, had 41.
I was about to say that.
Okay, yeah.
41. Yes, sir. That's it for the trivia. You get a Jolly Rancher if you want one, man. We don't.
That's fire. That's fire.
What does it mean to you? How many Chaldean champions has there been?
Chaldean champions, there's been 0.
For those
So-
who don't know what
Yeah.
Chaldean is, because, I don't know if, like, people outside of San Diego.
Yeah.
That's a San Diego thing, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's only like small like towns that have Chaldean, like.
So
the
do,
Chaldean
do you
heritage.
identify as Chaldean, Iraqi, or?
So Chaldean is being, from Iraq. I wasn't born in Iraq, but my parents were born in Iraq.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
family
yeah.
was from Iraq.
Yeah.
So Chaldean is basically Christians from Iraq.
Okay.
Yeah. So now they're in small groups. In San Diego, we got some in Michigan. I think Chicago, we got some in Toronto, and a couple like spots that are like really.
So what would it mean to be an Iraqi world champion? I know you're American,
Oh, yeah.
but your descendants, your family, you
Yeah.
make your
of course. I mean, just even as a whole, as a Middle Eastern, as an Iraqi, like there's really no one that's holding down boxing or even sports in general. So I mean, it would be the world to me to carry my bloodline, to be the first ever, Iraqi
awesome,
world
yeah.
champion.
That would be awesome, man. You guys are very tight knit. I noticed, extremely tight. I got the chance to work in El Cajon, and I didn't know. It's like, there's some people who don't know what, like, this is not a coincidence. A lot of people who don't know what Filipinos are, because I served in the Navy, and they're like, "What's that?" So, to me, I didn't know. I was kind of like ignorant to it, I guess you could say. And I worked at the Tipton Honda for like 5 months, so I got to work with it. Man, super. I was like, man, this is crazy. You go outside of your four walls, and you get to meet some pretty cool people, man. Very tight knit.
Definitely not a lot of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super, super tight knit, man. Very family oriented.
One of the things I regret is about 12 years ago. No, not even that long. 10 years ago, there was a kid here at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Saudi Arabia. His family, they were part of the people that invented the pump to bring the oil up. So I remember asking him, "Oh, so you're rich?" He says, "No. My father's rich. I'm not rich. I'm here for school." And I was like, "I like that answer,
Yeah.
But he had a proposal for me. He wanted me to go to Saudi Arabia, and I have the name of it's one of the most biggest cities in Saudi, and start a boxing program. This is way before all this boxing thing. This is 10 years ago. I said, "What do you want to do?" He goes, "We want to have national pride for our country. We have nothing. We cheer for outside football players. We cheer for other people. We don't cheer for within."
Yeah.
I said, "The only way I can make that happen is if you bring the young men over here."
What year was this?
This is in 10 years ago. So I don't know. Do the math.
That would have been crazy.
I regret it
That would
because
have been crazy.
I regret it because I had to go over there
Yeah.
and train the kids. But I'm not going to get the kids good if I'm not sparring them with good fighters.
Yeah, that's true.
What was stopping you?
Going over there, it's like just
was
go.
he paying for everything?
He's paying for everything, covering
Man,
everything.
I would've
No,
brought
good
my whole
salary and
family.
everything. I
I would
know.
have brought my whole family.
But just
we all going.
the fear of the unknown. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know
Right.
nothing. The language barrier.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be doing something that I would loved it.
I think Saudi's different 10 years ago also. Like
Yeah.
Saudi
That's true.
now is
That's
like
true.
way different from like 10 years ago. I mean, we know if it was a Middle Eastern culture, bro, they were never like how they are today.
But imagine if 10 years ago now I would have had a couple Saudi fighters on these big cards.
Oh yeah.
Have you gotten a chance to go out there?
I've been to Dubai, never Saudi. So Saudi, where's my invite?
Oh, you'll be there soon. But trust me, you'll be there soon.
Without a doubt.
Hey,
Without a
hey,
doubt.
I talked to your dad one day. I was talking to your dad. I hope you don't mind me sharing this. I'm like, we're talking about the sport. This is like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I don't remember how long ago. And I said, bro, you don't have to do it. Everybody's going to come to your son.
Yeah.
He looked at me like, watch, your son is going to knock doors down.
Mm.
And I was right. You knocked them down along with your father and every
Yeah.
big team you have. But you guys, I'm so proud of you guys, man.
Thank
You guys, and I know it's only the beginning. You guys are going to shine.
Definitely. I mean, it's nothing would be possible without my dad, of course, and my coaches, and not only them, but also like the support from everybody. With you, you helped me out from the beginning. You've been there since day one, watching the upbringing and helping us get work whenever we needed anything. So it's definitely San Diego also as a whole, and just everybody supporting, and all my followers, the fans, and everybody supporting. It means a lot to me. So I would be nothing without everybody. So we all carry each other.
My aunt, she loves boxing, she sent me a picture yesterday. I told her I was going to interview because she loves JuJu, and you'll know her if you show you a picture of her because she follows you, and she's like,
Okay.
she was just like, you're the next big thing to her. So
Okay.
you got a lot of people watching you, bro.
Definitely.
A lot of people
Definitely.
watching you, and I know you can handle
Yeah.
it right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like having the followers and everything, and really helped in the beginning. So like now with that, it comes in, it's like not something new, but definitely shout out to
My aunt.
your aunt. Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
sure who she is. See if you remember her, because I know a lot of people love you, man. So
I'm definitely down.
It seems like you're the type to embrace the pressure, man, which is
You got to.
it's
I
very,
mean,
very important.
yeah. Oh yeah. Damn, where was that? Was at your gym? No, it wasn't at your gym.
No, that was in Encinitas. That's the day we were fighting for the belt.
Yeah.
Because I asked her for the picture.
Yeah, I remember that picture. That was like how many years ago was that?
Well, that's a long time ago, at least 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
he was little.
young. Yeah, I look like. We gotta show the camera that. We gotta show the camera. That
I'm gonna
picture,
post
bro.
it. I'm gonna post that one in the stories.
Yeah. That's definitely a go-to picture. And
I'm not trying to take that bout away from you. You're fighting with me.
Man, who let me out the house with that haircut, bro?
It's good to have those pictures, man.
Bro, man.
That way
It's good to have that.
Now you got your own haircuts now, bro. See, Dad was doing what he could do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, thank you. Tell her I appreciate it.
I will. My dad Laura and her husband Ray, they're big fans.
And big shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah. You got anything? You got
Rapid fire. These are quick questions,
All right.
quick answers, man.
Hit me.
All right.
Go.
First one. Favorite boxing brand?
Their boxing brand?
Oh, you guys to be careful
Winning.
now, dog sponsors.
Yeah.
Winning.
Just winning. Yeah, winning.
Winning. I mean, damn, you're right, bro. Oh my God, great.
Great. There you go.
I love you guys.
Either way, man, both of those are good.
Both of them. Yeah.
All right. Best favorite moment.
Just say pass if you don't want to answer it, right?
Yeah, true.
I'll answer it for you. Mine is Everlast, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, I never tried Everlast.
It's pretty good.
Favorite moment in the amateurs.
Ooh.
Too many, dog.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah?
Those kids done it
One,
all.
the first one that comes to your head.
I think being number one pound for pound.
Come on,
box
dog.
track.
That's
Yeah,
a-
that was.
that's a
when
accomplishment.
I saw that, I was like, I looked at the rankings. Number one pound for pound was like my name. I was just like,
That's me?
Kind of made your heart flutter, huh?
yeah,
That's
I was
cool.
just blessed.
All right. Favorite food.
Ooh, I'm a really healthy guy, but I mean, you can never go wrong with a corn starter fries from our Mexican food.
Ooh.
El Pueblo.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, shout out to El Pueblo.
And healthy food. What's your favorite healthy food?
Bro, if you know me, you know I'm like literally eating the same thing every day, like chicken with like vegetables and
Yeah,
like
the
salad.
other routine.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
energy.
and fruits. Like
Food is
bro,
energy.
basically non-processed foods is like really what
Yeah,
I'm eating.
That's
good.
good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Favorite boxer.
It's always
Name a few.
tie. Yeah, it's always a tie between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Oh man, how you? Quick little pause from the trivia or from the rapid fire.
Yeah.
How are you looking forward? Are you looking forward to his comeback? And what do you think about that?
Why is he doing this, bro?
That's what I say.
Like why? Like
Okay.
what are you doing,
Fair enough.
Manny? Manny, I love you, bro. Like what are you doing? Like you shouldn't.
He's
be
like,
getting
that's how I
involved.
felt about Chavez. Like,
Yeah,
good. They're right off to the sunset. You know, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
But
it for?
if he comes back and wins this,
I was about to say.
That'd be crazy.
Yep.
bro, because
exactly.
he's actually fine for a title. It's none like none. He's actually fine for a real
You
belt.
got the right opponent for it.
Yeah, I agree. Best one he could have picked.
Yeah, Barrios.
All right, favorite punch to use.
I think probably. I mean the jab. The jab sets up everything.
Yeah. What's that saying that you have? The jab will take you around the world, or
Yeah.
you on the spot?
I'm thinking about all kinds of stuff, but the jab will open the. I forgot the saying already, man. I say it all the time, and I
Yeah.
forgot.
The jab, and
All
I would say
right.
the liver shot too.
That's a
Liver
good
shot,
one.
Yeah, liver shot definitely puts you down, no matter how
Hell
strong you
yeah.
are.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And it doesn't even have to be that hard. Just
No,
right
not
on the
at all.
button.
No.
All right. Goal for your pro career.
Go for my pro career. I'll probably say just be number one. That's all I focused on.
Being number one.
Yeah, pound for pound. Number one. I always focused. And actually, in the amateurs, never focused on being pound for pound. All I focused on was being number one and winning. Everything else will come.
One fight at a
Yep.
time, huh?
One fight at a time, one round at a time. I never focused on being pound for pound number one. Never focused on, doing this, doing that. I just focused on day by day getting better and
The accolades
and
come.
win. Yeah,
The accolades
everything's
come.
gonna follow. The money, the fame,
All that.
the
Exactly.
the women.
Okay.
I hope your mom's not hearing, dog. Speaking of women, dog, how hard is it for you to keep calm? Because I know you're handsome, good looking. You're an athlete. You're very respectful.
Very put
Yeah.
together.
Any mom would want you for a son-in-law.
Yeah, I try to just stay focused, man. Yeah, I try to stay focused.
Temptation is hard, huh? Is
It-
it harder jabbing an opponent or the girls?
It's hard, but at the same time, like I'm strong. Like, I'm strong
Yeah.
mentally.
That's why you're
like,
here.
Yeah, I'm strong mentally, and it's like I'm able to not get sidetracked. I've
That's good.
had like many beautiful women like try to talk and stuff, but I'll be friends and stuff, but I never really take it to the next stage. I feel like I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, that's
like-
right. That's right.
That's good.
But I feel like when right time, God will make it happen.
And what high school did you go to?
Granite Hills.
That's where my
Yeah.
daughter went.
Really?
Yeah. But
Really?
she's a little younger than she's 19. I
What
think she
year-
went
what
with your
year she
son.
graduated?
She went with
Oh,
your
okay.
younger son. Yeah.
Wait, she graduated yet or no?
She graduated last year. She's in college this year.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think
She's 19.
19. So yeah. So she's probably
She's a freshman
year
year and
younger.
your senior, huh?
maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe,
She knew who you were.
Why don't you come see what's up?
She was just like shy. She's not. She doesn't. She's very like under the radar. She's like she
low
probably,
key.
Thought you were popular. She probably thought.
I was barely at school, honestly. I was always like, I was always traveling, fighting, competing.
Yeah.
I remember like I went to my counselor and I was like, yo, like give me the least amount of classes I have to get to graduate. Like I'm not going to college. I'm not doing none of that. And she's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, box. Like she's like, boxer. And she searched up like the national average for a salary, and she was like, 39,000 is average salary. You gonna box? And I'm like, I think I'm gonna make 39,000, bro. Like I ain't gonna be making 39,000.
That's a movie moment right there, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then she was like, she just laughed and stuff. I forgot her name now. I need to go back to Granite Hills and say what's up.
Should go by and say hi.
Relevant. Last question, man. Last question.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to in your debut?
I think winning in spectacular fashion.
Winning in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look for the knockout, but if it comes, it comes. But I'm hoping it comes.
The way you break people down and the way you make the one thing that I know about the pros is the psychological warfare when you're not going to be there to be hit and they're getting hit by you with the 8-ounce gloves. Mm-hmm. They're going to want to break.
Definitely, and you really haven't seen the transition.
I don't want to see it, dog.
Yeah, you really
not against my guys, bro.
I think last time you saw me was like a year ago. Or
yeah, you were just getting ready for a big tournament, and you were going to go face the guys from across this. I mean. The guys that rap a lot from other countries that are rough.
People always say like, my style is not gonna work in the pros, but I agree with them from watching that perspective. But you gotta understand that I fought that style in the amateurs because it worked.
Yeah,
I had to do what I had to do to win there in the amateurs. But now that I'm in the pros, I had a year. And my last fight was last year, the Golden Gloves, National Golden Gloves. I had to do what I had to do to win in the amateurs. I had to play that game. But now that we're in pros, it's a totally different style.
People are always going to say something.
Yeah, people are always going to say something.
So let them say what they want to say. All you got to do is what you've been doing all your life is keep proving everybody wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
People are going to always have an opinion,
And also that's what I'm looking forward to, too. To answer back on that question, I'm looking forward to everybody seeing, how the work we've been putting in and, the adjustments and It's gonna be a great night, July 26th.
Yeah.
What were there any challenges for you in that that transition? A lot of people, for those who probably watch and don't understand, amateur style and pro style, it differs. But was there anything challenging for you? Or was it just kind of, what, I'm just gonna watch that and then focus on this?
I mean, in the beginning of my career, 8, 9, 10 years old, I had that pro style.
Okay.
We figured it out, like the amateur system. I went to the Olympic Training Center. We talked with the coaches. They give me statistics. The average gold medalist throws every 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Every 3 seconds.
Always doing something.
Every 3 seconds. So we got and 90% of the people that win the first round win the fight. So I started to figure out these little things that Olympic gold medalists were doing. So I started using it and started to work. So, but in the beginning I had that pro style, and then we transitioned to the amateur style, and then now that we're going back to the pros. I mean, it's been a really smooth, really easy switch.
That's good.
It takes time. I got my coach Robert Cabalon. He was assistant coach with Virgil Hunter, and he worked with Andre Ward. He worked with Amir Khan, so he has a lot of experience. He helps me.
You're in good hands.
He brought some wisdom to the team.
Yeah.
That's
He
cool.
brought some wisdom.
Yeah, and Coach B, he got a lot of wisdom as well, and I think we got.
I got a story for you. I always have to say a story.
Yeah, I love stories.
I always say a story in the podcast. So here's a story.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years ago, over 10. I was still at Undisputed, and I'm at the Undisputed Al Cajon on Main Street. Jack knows where I'm going with the story.
Yeah.
And we're sparring.
Okay.
I'm in there helping my fighter.
You're sparring?
No, I was helping my fighter with the class.
Okay.
He was one of my old fighters was teaching there, and Berlin and him were kind of teaching at the same time. So Berlin walks in, and I'm sparring with the members just for fun.
Yeah.
I'm not
moving around.
Yeah, moving with them, giving them a target. Berlin gets ready.
Okay.
He looks at me. I look at him. We don't really talk much. Let's go. So we went at it, bro. We went at it. I'm not gonna tell you who won.
That sounds like Berlin.
We went heads up. One more. Let's go then. Another round. Boom, boom, boom. We were not sparring. We were fighting.
Who won that sparring session?
I'll let him answer that. It was good. Berlin got me on his youth, dog. But I got him on experience.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I had a lot of.
So what you're saying is he's probably throwing a lot more, but you were laying that.
No,
like,
I'm not saying nothing, Berlin.
I'm trying to put the puzzle pieces together.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. He was surprised because I'm a little older than him. And he was younger at the time, and he thought, "Oh, I'm gonna get this old dude," you know. But experience, nobody can take that away from you.
No, experience is everything.
And it was fun, bro. We got nothing but respect for each other.
That's all that matters.
But it was fun. It was competitive, and we could do it. You know, we did
definitely.
it. I still want that rematch, dog.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. I need that rematch.
It was fun.
We're gonna sell tickets to that shit.
It was fun. You could ask Berlin about that.
We definitely gotta see that rematch.
A long time ago, remember, rest in peace, James Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was talking.
That was crazy.
He was talking about coaches fighting each other.
Okay.
Just joking around.
Yeah.
I said the only one I worry about is Berlin, dog. The coaches, you know, because at the time I was like one of the youngest ones besides Berlin.
Yeah.
You know, and Berlin is perfect, bro. He's
Berlin,
great for you.
Yeah.
Berlin is patient. Sometimes I don't admire many other coaches, but he's one of the ones that I listen to him sometimes.
He's very patient. You know, we've been with each other since day one. He understands like the in and out. Yeah.
When he comes over, though, me and Bashir mess with him, though.
Your
dad, too. We would bust their balls. Even Roberts and everybody, like, it's all now. It's the arena against Bomber Squad, you know. But if you don't have no competition at home, you don't have anything. You know?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's healthy competition.
Yeah,
like
it's fun.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
Absolutely. You know, I do want to say something real quick. Something that's very admirable that I noticed about your dad a while ago when he came over. You guys came over to spar.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, this is part of the reason why you focus so much on improving, which is very important. And it's important for your mindset, right, to focus on improving always. Mm-hmm. There's certain fathers who will come over like, hey, so what you think about my son? And like, you know, in a sense of like what do you think about him? He asks, like, what is there anything that we can work on, anything we can improve on, anything, you know, what do you see that, you know, maybe might help us get better? That's huge, man. That's very, very admirable because a lot of the times certain fathers, you know, I think they want to live vicariously and they want to compete with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, and this is what I assume, that he always focused on just making sure that Julius was good, that Julius was improving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
competition is competition. You know what I mean?
I mean, competition always helps, though.
Absolutely.
Competition always helps.
Absolutely.
Like we were saying with him in Berlin, and just having the different gyms being competitive. But I mean, yeah, that's 100%. That's 100% facts.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
that's something that I observed. It's been a few years.
You got to be open. You know, you definitely got to be open. You definitely got to be open to, you know, other coaches' advice. But you can't be closed-minded. You got to be like a sponge. You know, a sponge just soaks in all the water. You know, so you got to be open to everything and, you know, taking the bad or taking the good and let go of the bad. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JuJu, your grandpa's so serious. Every time I see your grandpa, he would like kind of makes me nervous.
People say he's like a mafia.
Yeah, he's like one of the old mafia gangsters, you know. But does he ever get happy when you win?
Oh yeah, very. You know,
does he smile?
Bro, how about this? Like we were trying to get him like busy and, you know, get him out the house. So he's been coming to like every single sparring session. Like yesterday, he got mad. He called me. I was like 20 minutes late to the sparring. He talking to me in Chaldean like, Ekowitz, like. He's like, where you at? You gonna come to the gym? I was like, my bad, yeah, I'm coming. Nobody told him that the time got changed.
Oh, okay.
And then
so you weren't late, it just got rescheduled.
Yeah. I still was a little late though.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he's really nice, bro. He's
That's
really
cool.
nice, but yeah, he's definitely a goat.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I could feel that presence of that manly presence. You know, he's very secure in himself, and that reflected on your father.
Yeah.
And like Maggie said something about your dad. Your dad, is few fathers who are supportive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fathers, like I see fathers, kind of ruin a kid, ruin fighters. You know.
Yep.
And watching the dynamic you and your dad have, and obviously your mother's a huge component. You know, I don't really never seen her. I just see you and your dad all the time, but it's a huge component. And then your team, Berlin, and I'm excited.
It definitely starts from the top, like, you know, from your parents. Like, I mean, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
having the right.
And you got blessed with two cool ones, huh?
Definitely, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. We're all blessed, man. We're all blessed. And
you know, your dad's one of those few men who, once in a while, randomly will call me.
Okay.
How you doing? And I call him too sometimes. And we used to break bread a lot more, but now life's just taking us. But your dad,
everyone's busy.
It's busy. But I know that if I call him, I can go to one of the restaurants and hang out with him. You know, and chill.
Definitely. You know, you gotta be. You know, one of my most important things is be a good human being.
Exactly.
Like no matter how big you are, no matter how famous, how much money you got, just bro, like don't mean nothing, bro. Just like end of the day, be a good human being. Like
Exactly.
that's the most important.
Above all,
You know,
man.
he's saying that right now, and I'm thinking about the only person I see. I've seen a lot of fighters, but Canelo's one of the guys who shakes everybody's hand, is real polite and
Yep.
respectful, at his gym. One day I went to Canelo's gym, and he says, Joe, this fucking little kid guy, man, like 126, 130 from San Diego. And I'm like, well, he couldn't say his name. He didn't know his name at the time.
Yeah.
So luckily I had a picture of him when he sparred Palma. I took and I showed it to him. Yeah. He came in here. Yeah. He played with all these guys in here. Like he went in there and sparred one time.
Yeah.
They were impressed.
I went in there and then we went and got some work, and I remember
and Eddie Reynoso told me the same thing too.
Yeah,
they all told me.
Eddie was there, Canelo was there, and those guys are great people, bro.
They're good people.
Yeah,
they're good people. Canelo's one of the guy who I learned. I've been in Canelo's gym for like over 8 years, watching him get ready for every fight, and just I learned a lot from just watching him train.
I definitely picked up a few things like going to his gym. Like I went and saw him, and he's one of the biggest boxers ever, to live. So I went over there, and he was so humble. Like walked in. He walked in with like crazy cash. He like I think he just finished a fight. I forgot what fight it was. He walked in. He was like, I think he gave like 50,000 to this guy, like 50,000 to that guy, and 50,000 to this guy, and then everyone was just like smiling. Music was happening. The vibe was just great vibes, and he was just so humble. Like he would just
One day I walked in his gym. It was only him and Chepo Reynoso. And he had these bottles of, I think it was Hennessy. He was just signing. I just shared that story one time on the podcast a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he's signing on bottles, and the bottles already had Triple G's name on them.
Okay.
And then I walked in, I go, I'm just joking around. Are those for a party or what? He's like, no, it's my sponsors. I go, oh, yeah? What do you get for signing those? He goes, $2 million.
Wow.
Signing 50 bottles.
Yeah.
And I said, that's not bad for a fucking guy who just sells ice creams when he was little,
He's from Guadalajara, right?
Guadalajara, Mexico, yeah. And he got kind of quiet. I go, remember you were selling ice creams when you were a kid? Now you're signing bottles for like 10 minutes. You made $2 million.
Yeah, I think Hennessy is one of his biggest sponsors. Yeah, he always has Hennessy on the shorts.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, $2 million for
just signing bottles.
Yeah. That was for the GG fight.
The second one.
That was a great fight.
Yeah.
That was a really good fight.
So on day I walk in, you be signing bottles too, dog. Just let me borrow some money, dog.
I think. How long ago was that?
That was a while ago.
Prices go up, man. Prices go up.
That was the second fight?
Yeah, the second fight.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. Jack, I got a funny story about the second fight. We get 4 tickets. They have a face value of $2,000.
Okay. Yeah.
So we fought. As a matter of fact, that day we fought on the undercard of Canelo. We fought Lawrence King.
Okay.
With a kid that I had from.
Sounds familiar.
Lawrence King is the guy who.
He's Ryan's homie.
Ryan's.
Okay. Maybe I see a bad one.
175 pounder.
Yeah.
Anyway, we fight him. We beat him.
Okay.
I have a kid from Georgia that was Canelo's #1 sparring partner.
Really?
Fights are over. We sell 3 tickets. No, we sell 2 tickets.
Okay.
And then we give 2 tickets to the manager of the gym. So we're like, okay, after the fight, we just made some money. Yeah. The commission comes to our room. Our fight's over. They cut off our wristbands. I go, what would you guys cut them off for? You guys got tickets in no, but don't we always get tickets? Like, no.
Yeah.
You're out. So I watched that fight in my hotel room.
Oh my God.
Like this, bro.
That's wild.
I didn't get to see Canelo.
I thought you had 2 other tickets.
We gave them to Mike, our manager, and his wife. And we sold 2 tickets to Jabba's friends.
So you ended up giving away your tickets, and you sold the other 2 tickets. That's your fault, bro.
I didn't know. Hey, no. No. I had never been to a pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I had done it. I've been on.
Nah, you were trying to be slick. You said I'm already in.
No.
I'm already in.
No, we have, because they never cut your wristbands off.
Yeah.
They never cut your. You'll figure it. You'll see it.
Yeah.
They never cut your wristbands off.
Right. Yeah.
So you can mingle after the fights. I'll go sit in the nosebleeds.
So you weren't allowed to?
What was the last card we were on? It was the big card. It was.
Was it PBC? Was it Errol
Spence?
Errol Spence.
And they didn't cut us off. And then we were at the other one too, the Benavides against Bubba Andrade.
Okay.
And they didn't cut us off. But with Canelo, they cut us off. So we had to go see the phone. We're in our hotel room, all of us on one phone like this, watching the fight.
That's wild, bro. And you had like some good seats too.
Bad seat.
I would have been so upset.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Bro, I would have been so upset, bro. Whoever idea was to sell those tickets.
It was Jabba because we wanted extra money.
Bro, what? Come on, Chava, bro. Like, you can't do that.
Man, anything else you want to touch on, man?
No, I don't know if you have anything, whatever. It's your.
I mean, honestly, just I just want to say appreciate you guys for having me on, and I think we got to break that San Diego curse. We got to break that San Diego curse and bring a world championship back to San Diego.
Absolutely, man. I'm so looking forward
excited.
to it. July 26th, right?
July 26th.
Yes.
July 26th pro debut. I'm excited, and it's gonna be at Madison Square Garden in New York, and just expect fireworks.
We're all excited. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm gonna be watching that
Appreciate
one
you guys
for sure.
having me on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to your father. Thank you to everybody that came with you, and appreciate you, man.
Thank you guys.
That's it.
Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.